Okay, so this is how to find hidden deals in commercial real estate. What I want to do here is break it down and talk about each property type in a nutshell, so that way you can digest this information and grasp each and every concept on how we can move forward and get this done quickly. So first, obviously, is multifamily. Again, a lot of you are going to be pulled into multifamily because you understand the concept, which is houses in a box, and that's fine, but they're not the only property type that's super hot. So in today's market, in these current market times, these properties are going to be super hot. So it's going to be difficult to find an apartment complex if you're going to use conventional wisdom, move forward, and get one that meets your conventional wisdom criteria. But right now, these apartments the opportunity is so plentiful. Now, this is the kicker. With apartments, what happens when people lose their home? They go into apartments, obviously. But with so many people in the current economy is losing their homes, there's going to turn into a huge demand for apartments. And then what happens? The rent goes up, right? Supply and demand. So if the rent goes up, then people might be forced to go into an additional affordable housing, which brings us to mobile home parks in a minute. But we want to be able to make a boatload of money on these immediately. I want to be able to do it without any of our money or credit, obviously. But you have to be able to buy them cheap with great upside. Unfortunately, some of these are going to be hard to find until now. So apartment buildings, they do come in all shapes and sizes. We also look for senior housing, low-income housing. Unfortunately, there's an apartment complex, there's an owner record, and they are easy to find. That's one way. We're going to break down exactly finding in the days to come, and I'm going to walk you through some strategies for different property types. So if apartments are your niche that you want to roll into, and you already know that you're smoking red hot, maybe you've seen some of my students out there doing multiple apartment deals. I love to use the example of Kevin Van Flandern because he did that deal on his own with my system, 10-unit apartment complex. It was in an REO package, which is a real estate-owned package, in an email, and the purchase price was $315,000. It's got some additional profit centers there. He got a hard money lender, and he also got some financing from the bank, no personal guarantee, none of his own money in the deal, $60,000 cash back at closing, and right now it's operating at $4,100 a month at a 10-unit apartment. He bought it for $315,000. The value now is about $1.2 million, and it's got profit centers on it. And he could easily have flipped it. And Kevin's not here today. He possibly could be here in the next couple of days. Not sure. He's pretty busy right now. We moved forward. We closed on an assisted living facility, and we're also pursuing several other deals together as well. So like I said, if you guys go do the deals on your own, that's fine. If you need a little help, I'm here. If you need help now, I'm here. That's why my staff's here, I'm here. We're here to help assist. Here's the industrial. Now this one, it's amazing how cheap you can find industrial buildings. For less than $10 a square foot, there's something called replacement value. That's what it costs to build from the ground up. And again, when you're buying at $10 a square foot or less, it's kind of a no-brainer. But the reason why I don't like industrial is a few reasons. Number one is it does kick off some pollutants into the actual ground, so we have to get a phase one, and sometimes if it doesn't come back clean, a phase two, and it can complicate the deal. I like to get in, get out, get rich. I like the simple, the easy deals, right? With industrial, also, you're dealing with other types of businesses. It's not like somebody who has a demand to live in an apartment. You're dealing with a business, and if these businesses are a little shaky, they don't have great records, or if they're maybe an additional subchapter of a big corporation, that they can go ahead and just close that one division in any state in a heartbeat, and then what happens? And then you lose a tenant. Write this down. One owner users are a no-go in today's day and age. And the reason being is with a 100-unit apartment, we can go ahead and see a little bit of vacancy factor. Maybe it's 15%. Maybe we lose a few tenants. Well, big deal. We market and we pull more tenants in. But when you have a one-owner user building and that one owner vacates the property, then what do you have? You have goose egg. So that's the reasons why I'm not too hot on industrial. Recently walked away from several industrial, not saying that I won't do them, but again, the only time that I'm interested in doing deals that do not meet my recession-proof property types are deals that we can get for a song. I'm talking cheap, like dirt cheap, okay? The upside and cash flow would have to be there. The obstacle, these properties rent for so little that the cash flow is not there to support the greater value. So for obvious reasons, remember, it's not just about cash flow, guys. It's about positive cash flow. That's after all the debt, after all the expenses. Office, again, the same situation. Getting some that are economically feasible to get them actually have the upside worthy of our attention to turn them around. And as you know, as I said before, this is redundant, but I want you to get it. You drive down the street and look for yourself. The whole thing about this system, the whole thing about my funnel, the whole reasons why I'm here, the reasons why you're a part of this, is because collectively we want to move forward to get deals done with our joint venture, with our efforts, right? Right? Right. So because of that, I have to make it clear. I have to make it simple, and it's persistence, but a lot of these deals, they're low-hanging fruit, just like the ones I'm about to show you. They're low-hanging fruit. You can get in there and you can make them happen. The people that are finding these deals, there's nothing special there. We're just following the right formula. And healthcare does not fit under this formula. You'll be amazed how many closed-up hospitals you can pick up for pennies on the dollar. Just look on LoopNet. You'll see for yourself. There's so many retail deals. Hospitals all day long. Pick them up for practically nothing. I was in Florida not too long ago, this year, and I was driving to go to do a training. And I'm driving down the street. I'm in the passenger seat. I had a driver. And we passed by this big, huge, pink brick building. And it had a for sale by owner sign hanging on the side of it. A big, huge banner, for sale by owner, hanging on the side of the thing. I said to myself, wow, that's interesting. Reached in my pocket, pulled out my cell phone. The guy next to me says, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to call this. And he goes, you're kidding me. I go, no, I'm going to call and talk with the guy. Call up. Guy answers the phone, very, very short with me. I said, hi, how you doing? I'm calling about the building that you have for sale out here right outside of Cocoa Beach, Florida. And he goes, yeah. He goes, what would you like to know about it? I said, well, why is it vacant? And he goes, well, it's vacant because it's not operating. I said, okay, I get that. I understand the concept of why it's vacant, but why is it vacant? And it turned out right then and there when he came and gave me that answer, a broker would not give you that type of answer.